Sydney property prices are set to soar. Let's have a look. Good morning, everyone. Florian Heise here, and welcome to another episode of Heise Says. As I promised Rachel, and people asked in the comments, I'm wearing this shirt that she made for me. I quite like it. And it's so bloody cold in Brisbane right now. It's really warm, so it's good. I've got my stein of coffee, and I'm mainly using it to warm up my hands. That was a trick when I was a student back in the day, because here in Queensland you don't have heating, so you just get a drafting light with a metal cover and use it to warm your hands up at night time. So I don't even know what it is. It's probably like 30 degrees or something, and I'm cold. Hang on, I'll bring up the weather app and let me have a look. What is it in Brisbane? Oh, 10 degrees. Feels like 8. There you go. Ha! Take that. Bloody hell. No wonder I'm freezing. So let's get to this article, guys. This is another one pushing fear of missing out, or FOMO. It's trying to create a psychological response in people. It's trying to persuade them. It's a marketing technique where you make an irrational decision, or your emotions take over in your decision-making process because you're worried you may not get that deal, you may miss out, you may have to buy more or spend more. That's the whole point of it. And another one we're seeing here. To me, this reeks of desperation, but let's have a look. Home seekers urged to buy a Sydney property soon or risk paying a higher price, because everyone hates paying a higher price. So home seekers have been warned they may only have a limited window, that's scarcity right there, of opportunity to capitalize on lower prices before the market becomes red hot again. Okay, is the market going to become red hot again, with our own Reserve Bank governor predicting growth to slow down in the entire country, let alone all the other data that we're getting? But hey, that's not what the point of this is. The point of this is to instill an emotional response in people. Prices have been inching up since the coalition's surprise federal election win, but property experts say the market will slam into a higher gear in the coming weeks due to a record shortage of listings and recent interest rate cuts. Okay, I question this record shortage of listings. Perhaps it's got more to do with a decline in confidence, or people are just getting stupid offers. There's another question I'll ask there, and of course we won't get the information here. And inching up, it all comes back to this, and I discussed this in a previous episode, where if we look here, our housing market is shooting up, apparently, shooting up. Okay, these are the declines. Down, up, down less, and here we go. We're trending back up. So naturally, since past performance is a 100% accurate prediction of the future, we're going to replicate this chart here. We'll just copy that there, guys. You just might as well assume that that's there, because it's science. It's charts and numbers. Yeah. Yep. So you can tell I'm a little cynical of it all. The number of fresh listings, those advertised in the past month, is currently at the lowest level since CoreLogic records began in 2007. Wow, they haven't been doing this very long, which is putting pressure on buyers to make higher offers for properties. Is it? Or maybe only those that are able to take advantage of the situation are able to do it. It's a reversal from a few months ago when prices were falling and the property market was snared in a lengthy downturn that began in mid-2017. Auction clearance rates have been as low as 40% in many areas over February and March, but have since surged to a near 2-year high of above 70% over the winter months, but with most vendors now selling at over their reserve prices. Okay, now that sounds impressive. I need to find the actual auction numbers. If someone has those available, could you link to them? I'd appreciate it. Because percentages, again, this is another psychological trick, another persuasion technique. Wow, you look at that. Clearance rates are are higher than they were in the past. They're almost double. That's a huge difference because your mind just focuses in on the differences. And people are paying over or selling over the reserve. So I'm going to have to rush in because that number's high and they're paying higher than the reserve. What about let's put another argument there. What about if less auctions are occurring? Less auctions are occurring. And maybe the reserve price is becoming more realistic. That agents are doing the same thing. They're lowballing the anchor price. So whenever you're in a negotiation, you always want to set an anchor price, the first price, even if it's quite high. And I saw this at the event that we went to. I'm trying to find the pamphlet. I'll talk to it later. It was like success marketing event, and it was Gary V and Grant Cormo and Andrew, Amazon guy, all these other people, that was just selling their business courses. And I was quite interested just to go there to learn some strategies for growing a YouTube channel, different approaches and ideas, because frankly, that's how a lot of these people have grown their profile. And you'd find at the end of every single one of the things, they will be plugging their latest course or their weekend away or, this special deal. So it'd always be like a $5,000 course or something. And say the Amazon guy, who I was quite interested in because I'm trying to source some Steins, guys. And he'd have his, his $5,000 course. So he'd put the prices valued at this. But then, like the old Daniel's Direct steak knives commercial, you'll also get this, and then for this one-time offer, I'll cut it down to this price. So he anchored it at a particular value. Then they added additional features that are all worth high amounts, which is completely just what they're setting it as. And then they're giving you a special deal to entice you. And of course, it's a limited time offer, a limited window. You've got a 30-minute time frame to come and sign up. So it's all designed to make you think like you're getting a good deal, to make you think like that there's a shortage of it, and that it's good value for money. And this is kind of the reverse here, that if people are paying above the reserve, that must mean there's a chance of not getting good value money, or you're going to have to be paying more than what it's valued at. Okay, reserve could just be their desperation price. It could be the fact that they are selling because they're in arrears with their mortgage. They're like the guy we saw in that other episode where he's in a lot of trouble and his reserve is just what he has to pay the bank. He'll be happy to get away from that. And if he's paying a little bit more than that, fantastic. How many of these are foreclosures? How many of these are foreclosures? I bet you we won't be seeing that in the newspaper. So that's kind of, that's how you have to think about these type of things. You have to be a bit cynical about it. And one thing, a series of books that was really good for me just to learn a bit more about this was Scott Adams has a list on persuasion. And there's some really good books in there. And I might do some reviews of some of them or recommendations. So back to the article. Inquiries on New South Wales properties for sale on realestate.com.au have also increased 46% over the past year. Okay, cool. That's just web traffic, guys. That's not that surprising. Maybe because more people are concerned. Maybe they're checking about their neighbor's house prices to see what's happening. Who hasn't done that? Who hasn't done that if there's a house for sale up the street? Maybe more people are getting desperate, having to sell, so more people are checking out what's going on. And this could be just the start. So here we go. Realestate.com.au chief economist Nerida Konisby said sellers were in a position where they could name the price. Really? Really? I mean, she works for realestate.com.au. Okay, she's a chief economist there, giving. So I'd imagine she cannot give, or her advice would be tainted by her position, or at least biased slightly by working for realestate.com. But then again, maybe she's 100% right, and sellers could name their price. If buyers are quick, they can jump into a suburb they wouldn't have been able to afford just 18 months ago. It won't be long before prices start to climb again. SQM Research Director Lewis Christopher said signs were emerging that fewer homes will be listed this spring, usually the most active time for sellers each year, and this would put sellers in a position to keep upping their prices. This will be interesting to watch. Particularly, I'll be happy to get out of these 10-degree bloody mornings. Listings will increase in spring, but not as much as in previous years, he said. CoreLogic head of research Tim Lawless said recent interest rate cuts would bring more buyers into the market, especially for properties in the middle and higher price ranges. These properties had the biggest drop in prices when the market downturn began in 2017 and were now more sought after. Pricier housing stock generally recorded greater declines, which may be offering homeowners an opportunity to upgrade into a more expensive property, Mr. Lawless said. Ms. Conisby said buyers who began their property searches early would have an advantage. See? Time frame. Again, same thing. Same thing. Buyers and sellers should start seeing the current market as an opportunity to capitalize, she said. Buyers are back in a big way, but they need to act quickly before prices start increasing in spring. We saw it happen in Hobart. High demand from buyers drove prices up quickly, and a lot of people missed the boat. In Hobart. I mean, Hobart's a lovely city. Hobart is a lovely city. And, you know, frankly, I wouldn't mind living in Tassie, except it's so bloody cold. I mean, come on. I went down there for a student conference, and I'm a Queenslander, so I hadn't lit a fire in a chimney in my life. So Jess Yeats, 24, is currently on the hunt for her first home in the freshwater area and said the shortage of stock was frustrating. I wanted to buy now because prices are much lower than they were 2 years ago, but there isn't much for sale, she said. I've seen some okay properties, but I'm still looking for the one, and it's getting harder. Well, see, that's another thing. When prices drop, some people just won't sell unless they're desperate. So we haven't hit that point quite yet. Remember, we're not technically in a recession. I'd say several sectors of the economy are, and per GDP per capita we are in a recession. But just wait a few more months to see how the economy goes, if it turns around. With what's happening over in America, what's happening in China, just the iron ore price, and it'll be interesting to see. It will definitely be interesting to see. But guys, let me know what you think. Are you rushing out to buy a property? Would now be the time that you would upgrade to a more expensive property? Or would you try and find something a bit cheaper, keep that mortgage down and make a good dent in it now while interest rates are low? Let me know what you think, guys. And I'll see you next time. Take care.